All right, guys, in this video, we're discussing how to progress faster than anyone else. Let's get into it. So, what you're seeing on screen here is probably some people that you consume. You've probably watched a David Goggins video before. You've probably watched Andrew Tate. You might be a fan of his. You've probably, if you're into entrepreneurship, or even if you just, watch the Chris Williamson podcast or something like that, you've seen Alex Hormozy and gotten motivated by him, listened to his motivational talks. You've seen things like this, the Inspired by Florian, which is one of these like motivational montage type channels and things like that. You've probably watched one of these videos before. You've seen this clip right here of Sylvester Stallone in the Rocky movie where he's talking about, let me tell you something you already know. Like, the world ain't all sunshines and rainbows. It's a tough place, beat you to your knees. I don't care how tough you are. I'm fucking it up, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Like that whole spiel, that whole like story. We've all heard this kind of stuff. We've all consumed these kinds of people, if not all the time, at least sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And the point I wanted to make with this is that you're not special, right? So, like, this thing happens where, at least for me, and I think it happens for a lot of people, is they start thinking that because they're watching this kind of content, they're watching the motivational content, they are, consuming the Alex Hormozy, they're watching his video on building a business, or they're watching David Goggins run, or they're following certain Instagram pages that are motivational or stoic or whatever. They start thinking they're cut from this cloth. They're like, oh yeah, like I'm really one of these people. Like, I'm gonna be rich in the future. I'm gonna be the man in the future. Like, I'm a badass. Like, I'm gonna have all these chicks, or I'm gonna just like everything's gonna go well. They start getting in this kind of thing where they think because they're watching all of this content, they're special and they're destined for greatness and this unique reality that they're going to achieve because of the things they're consuming. But I'm telling you, you're not special. And here's what I mean by that. This is a David Goggins podcast with Andrew Huberman, a 2.5-hour podcast. Look how many views that has. 19 million. You're not fucking special, guys. 19 million people watch this. Even if the average person watched it twice, that's still 10 million views. 10 million at a minimum people have watched this podcast, okay? Think about that. You're not special. Everybody's watching the Goggins shit. Here's fucking Hormozy, right? You might think you're the only guy out there talking about getting rich. Well, 3.5 million people follow Alex Hormozy. And all he talks about is building businesses and getting rich, right? Andrew Tate was the most Googled man on the planet. Everybody's consuming this shit. So many people, I could go pull up like all those motivational montages. They've always got a million fucking views on them. This is not special. You watching the motivational stuff, you watching the Goggins clips, you watching the Hormozy video on business, none of this shit is special. None of this shit means that you're going to be the guy who's going to get this shit, okay? So like I said, everybody's watching this shit. People see like this kind of thing right here. This was literally a meme for a while. It was like this picture and the caption was, guys will see this and get motivated. And it's true. Like, how many guys are in a fucking group chat sharing this shit? They're sharing it with their friend on Instagram. They're seeing this like, yo, that's so facts. That'd be dope. Like, lock in, monk mode, fucking, winter arc, all this stuff. You hear all this shit, right? Like, winter arc's trendy. Monk mode was trendy. All these like different ways of doing things, how to change your life in 30 days. Like, all these kinds of things, they get so many views, they get so many shares. Everybody sees it and they're like, yo, that's so sick. Like, that's my life. That's going to be me. I'm going to change my life. So guys will see this thing and they'll send it to their friends and be like, bro, we got to lock in. How many guys send this picture or a picture like it to their friends and say, we got to lock in? It's every fucking guy between the ages of 20 and 30 is sending this picture to his friends, or he's saving it himself and he's getting motivated, right? We're going to go lock in, change the life, bro. I'm meant to have that Ferrari. Every guy, when he thinks about his future, he's thinking about some shit like this. He thinks he's going to have a Ferrari. Every guy, like this is how every guy is. They all think that because they watch the Hormozy video, because they share the reel, like they're cut from this cloth. They're like a destined for greatness, a champion. They're going to be that guy. They're one of them ones. Everybody fucking says this shit. It's nauseating. And you see it all the time, like everybody says this, okay? The reality is 99% of these people are going to fail. 99% of the people who sent this picture and told their friends, bro, it's time to lock in. This is our year, 2025. How many times does a guy say, this is my year, everything's going to change? And he says the same thing every year and nothing actually happens. This shit pisses me off because honestly, I've done this in the past, right? 2025 was really the first year where I was like dead set. I was like, I will literally kill myself if I don't change my life this year. I am done with this bullshit. You know what I mean? Because I would do this shit too, right? I'm not immune to this. I'm not preaching when I say this. I share this shit. I text my friends and I'll be like, time to lock in, bro. We got to get this shit going, bro. We got to make $1 million. I'll say this same shit. And eventually you just get tired of it. Because the harsh truth is 99% of the people saying that shit are going to fail. And it's just annoying. And it's annoying to me to watch myself do it. You know what I'm saying? All the talk, all the garbage, it means nothing, right? Every guy says this type of shit. What color's your Bugatti, right? If it's not that, it's something else, right? They'll talk about all the stupid normies, right? Entrepreneurship's the way to go. Or like, I can't believe these people believe this crap or this thing, or like, stay woke, bro. And like, they're like woke on like how women are and all this kind of shit. Like they're always talking about this shit that they know, and they're so fucking cut from this thing, and they're special and they get it. Like, what color's your Bugatti, bro? Well, here's what's going to happen to the what color's your Bugatti bros in like 5 years. This is them. This is them right now. This is going to be them in 5 years. 99.9% of them driving a fucking Kia. Okay? There's like 40 Bugattis in the world, right? And this is not some video to shit on going for big things. I'm all about going after big goals in life. So that's not the point. The point is, how many motherfuckers talk about what color is your Bugatti? How many motherfuckers think they're going to be Andrew Tate? How many of these guys share these posts, watch the Goggins thing, and think they're cut from this cloth? Think they're 100 mil. We gonna get this done. We gonna make this money, bro. Like, you know, even 6 figures. They're like, oh yeah, we're gonna get this done. Like, they're always on this shit, man. Every fucking guy is on. It just drives me nuts because this is where they end up. Everybody's talking Bugattis and they end up in Kias, right? You know, it's ridiculous. Or you'll see this. You'll see like somebody shares the Goggins running reel on their Instagram story or something like that. And then like 3 days later, they're fucking eating glazed donuts on their story. It's just all this shit. It's like, oh yeah, let's lock in. Like, it's this motivational garbage that goes around. Everybody talking like, bro, we got to lock in. We're going to get this shit. This is our year. Time to get in the gym. Time to get after it. Discipline equals freedom. Just saying all these fucking slogans. And then when push comes to shove, they're eating donuts and driving Kias and being lazy as fuck. And this drives me insane. It drives me insane when I see myself do it. I don't crash out on the donuts, guys, but like, I'll be like, yo, time to lock in, and then I'll fuck up on this shit. I'll just be talking, and I'll catch myself, and I'll just be like, you are just talking, and this is garbage. And it's just none of this matters. You know what I'm saying? You'll see stuff like this. Like the average guy in his early 20s, a lot of you guys watching this are probably anywhere from like 20 to 25. A lot of you, maybe you're in your mid to late 20s, things like that. Guys are just saying stuff like this, right? Time to lock in, bro. This is my year. I'm an entrepreneur, right? Winter arc, bro. I'm destined for greatness, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I watch the videos. I believe in it. Mindset. It's all about mindset. It's all about manifestation. We got to lock in, dude. You know, it's like I'm woke to this shit, bro, because I shared a fucking Instagram reel that 1 million people saw. And apparently I'm woke to the esoteric truths of the world, though. You know, business is so easy, bro. You just got to, you know, go out there and get after it, bro. Get after it. And like the dude's making no money. 5 a.m. club. Like they watch a video, get motivated, set their alarm for 5 a.m. Maybe they do it for the first day, and then the next day they sleep in, and then it's done, right? This is the routine. And then that guy right there who was like so sure that like in the future he was going to have a Ferrari, in the future he was going to have a lake house, in the future he was going to be the man, he was going to have all these chicks, like this is where he ends up at, you know? After 4 failed careers, right? He tries life insurance. He tries e-com. He's going to be a fucking like celebrity. He's going to be like the next, you know, Shopify millionaire. He tried crypto. He got in all this crap. And then he winds up here at some desk job, and he like settled for mediocrity and realized like this is going to be my life, because this is the bullshit most guys are on, right? Just bury their fucking dreams. You know, they said all this shit, but then like they get to this point, they're like, well, maybe it wasn't meant for me. And they'll start saying crap like that. And this is where the average guy ends up. Statistically speaking, this is the most likely place that you're going to end up, is right here, because this is where most people end up. Watching videos and saying slogans can't save you. That's like of part 1 of this video. That is the point. All this bullshit everybody says cannot save you. And saying the thing does not mean that it's going to happen, right? This is a big deal. Like, it is totally possible for you to fail. A lot of you have these like visions because everybody does this, right? They want to imagine a future that is better than the present, and so they kind of daydream about this thing that's going to happen. Someday they're going to get the boat. Someday they're going to get that nice car. Someday they're going to get the pretty girl. Someday they're going to have a job they like. Someday they're going to, have a great body. It's all someday. Nobody like at 10 years old is like, someday I'm going to be divorced, cheated on, fat, and poor. But that's where most people end up, right? It's like having the dream, the vision, saying this shit doesn't mean anything, guys. You're still like, most of these people who just say shit crash out. Like, I know people who are like obese and they'll be like, yeah, it's time to get on my Goggins shit. And then like they're still obese later. It's like saying Goggins' name. It's not like fucking Candyman. You say it in like 3 times and suddenly you've got abs. Like, it doesn't work that way, right? Like, saying shit doesn't matter. You are still perfectly possible that you're going to fail just because you're fantasizing a world where you don't. It's usually how it goes. How many of you go into a new year and fantasize about that year going horrible and nothing changing? Nobody does that. Everybody goes into the new year fantasizing about how at the end of the year, shit's going to be different. And then they get to that end of that year and shit has not changed. It's mind-numbing, guys. It's ridiculous. In fact, the most likely outcome is that you're going to fail. That's a harsh truth. The most likely outcome, most people are going to fail miserably. And I'm not saying this to put you down. I'm saying this so you get a grip on reality. There's all this crap on the internet about just believe in yourself and positive self-talk, and it can happen. Guys, there are like 1,000 billionaires on the planet. Like, there's 8 billion people and 1,000 of them are billionaires. You know what I'm saying? There's like the top 1% income in America is like 400,000. You're like 1 in 1,000 gets to $1 million a year. Like, most people are out of shape. Like, it is most likely that you're going to fail. And I don't say that because you have to fail. It is within your control. And we're going to discuss that here in a minute. But the point is, everybody's saying they're going to be great. Everybody's saying they're going to be top 1%. Everybody's saying all this shit. And it's just most likely not going to happen. You have to do certain things that can make it possible for it to happen. And most people aren't doing those things, and that's why they don't get there. So this isn't luck. But the point is, like, just everybody's caught up on the talking. You know what I'm saying? And like, if you just talk, you ain't getting shit. And this should terrify you. You should understand, like, this right here is the most likely outcome. Okay. We put Beer Gut Guy on here and like we joke around and it's funny and I'm glad we have a good time with this. But like, real talk, I don't even feel like joking with you guys in this video. Like, we laugh about it, but like, I'll see people laughing about Beer Gut and I'm like, you look like Beer Gut. So you're laughing at this guy. You're laughing at Beer Gut Man, but you fucking look like Beer Gut Man. Enough of the bullshit, dude. Like, do you think in the future it's going to change? Oh yeah, someday I'll look better. It's like, no, you're just going to look worse. You know what I'm saying? So like, don't shit on Beer Gut Man if you don't have 6-pack. You know what I'm saying? I put this on here, like I said, we can have some fun sometimes, but real talk, I put this shit on here to hopefully wake you guys up and realize like, this is it. The average guy's life looks like that. That's the average man's physique in his late 20s. Minivans, shitty fucking vinyl siding houses, like townhouses, and like, that's like life, like a wife who doesn't respect you. Like, this is it. Okay? Like, this is what most people end up on in the modern world. This is how it is. And so like, you should be terrified of this. You might think that because you're watching my content, or you watch Hormozy, or you watch Chris Williamson's podcast, or you watch Joe Rogan and David Goggins, like, or you watched an inspirational video or something, that somehow you're cut from this different cloth and like, this reality isn't going to happen to you somehow. It's like, no, like, this is 100% going to happen to you if you don't fucking change your actions. The things you watch, like honestly, you would be better off if all you're going to do is watch shit and not do shit. Like, you would be better off just fucking watching Netflix. At least it's more entertaining. You know what I'm saying? Why are we watching like educational podcasts if you're not going to take action on them? You know what I mean? It's just a dumb way to live. Like, you just wasted all your time. So like, this, I just, real talk, guys, like, if you aren't like actively doing shit to avoid this, this is what's coming. This is stasis. This is equilibrium. This is normal. Normal is just like this. It's like water level, it's like a bobber going on, like, it just goes along like the ocean, like on the top of the ocean. That's what this is. It's like bobber level, right? You want to get out of that, you need to fucking put a rocket on your back and shoot out of it, right? You're not going to talk your way out of it. You know what I mean? So no more talking, no more posting, no more sharing. Seriously, like no more of this shit. And I'm talking, like I said, guys, I'm talking to myself as well here because I do this shit, right? Like, in a lot of ways, obviously, a lot of you guys probably look at me and feel like I'm doing well in life, and in a lot of ways, I am doing well. I am doing much better than the average person. That's for damn sure. But compared to the goals I have, I still just constantly find myself in the spot where I'm like, fuck, I'm back to this bullshit of talking. And like the periods in my life where I've made the most progress, because most of my progress in my life has come in like blocks. It's been like kind of stasis for a while. And then like I get fed up with the bullshit and I just make a big jump. And that's how most people go through their lives. And so like I'm hoping this video can help you get fed up with the bullshit. How many years have you been talking about like I need to get in shape? How many years have you been talking about I need to get out of this job? How many years have you been talking about I'm gonna have a Ferrari and you don't have a fucking Ferrari? You have a Kia. Like how many times are we gonna keep doing this? How many times are we gonna watch other people have the things that you want in life and then just talk about how someday your ship's gonna come in? Your ship's not fucking coming in. You have to make it happen now, okay? You have to like take it and understand like it might not happen for a year, but enough putting it off. Like it has to be now. Like mentally, you have to be telling yourself like it's now. Just get it done, execute, and then just start going. So no more talking, no more posting, no more sharing. I've recently gotten into one of these modes. I'm just like, fuck the bullshit. Enough of the fucking bullshit. It's time to get rich. It's time to just fucking go get what I want out of life. I feel like I'm in this spot, and I hope maybe this can relate to some of you guys. I feel like I'm in this spot where I almost feel like a fucking transgender. And what I mean by that is like, I feel like I'm in the wrong body. I'm just like, I should be somewhere else. I'm not supposed to be right here. I should be up here. I feel like Andrew Tate, when he saw the person driving by in the Ferrari and he was poor and it pissed him off because he was like, how does this guy have money for a Ferrari and I don't? I feel like that right now about everything. I'm just like, why am I not the GOAT? Why am I not where I want to be in life? Why am I not at the top? And maybe you don't have the same ambitions as me, but you got to be looking and be like, why am I not jacked? Why do I not have that chick that I want? Why do I not? Why has it been this way for years? You're probably like, how many years have you been thinking about this dream girl you want and you still only got your right hand every night? How many times have you thought about like this job you want that's going to pay you more money that you actually like? How much longer are we going to keep with this bullshit, guys? How much longer are we just going to keep waiting around? No more talking, no more posting, no more sharing. Enough of it. None of it matters. All of it, just get it out of your head, okay? Here's how you're actually going to make progress in life. Like I said, when I have made jumps in my life, it's like these blocks. It's like I get fed up with the bullshit and I'm like, okay, enough talking, enough LARPing, enough, sharing memes and reels and talking about how we going to get rich and all this shit. Enough of this shit. Make a fucking leap, right? Enough of this, right? When I get to those moments, these are the two things I'm getting ready to share with you right here. These are the two things that I do that cause progress to happen, okay? And I'm going to share them with you. This is what I'm focusing on now as well. If everyone is watching the same motivational crap, what can you do to stand out? That's the question, right? Because the thing is, it's not luck. Success is not luck. Progress is not luck. But the point is, like, watching motivational crap has nothing to do with success. But you've been fooled into thinking that somehow you're getting like cheap dopamine off of the fucking inspirational video, and this makes you think you're changing your life. You think because you listened to David Goggins berate you for sitting on the couch that somehow that meant something. It didn't, okay? Hate to tell you, but like listening to a video doesn't shred body fat. It doesn't happen. Listening to a video does not put money in your bank account. It's fucking action, guys. And so if everybody's watching motivational crap, how do you stand out? That's the question you need to ask. And there are two things that you can do. The first one is focus. And some of you might think right now, oh, I know what he's going to say here. If you say that, then you are one of these fucking retards who's going to end up with a basic ass life because you have no attention span and you think you know everything. And so you're like, oh, yeah, I know what he's going to say. And then you just skip to the next thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck that bullshit. Listen up, okay? You have the power to control what you focus on and what you don't focus on. And this is extremely important to understand, right? There's only so much you can control in this world. One of those things is your focus, all right? This is what the average person focuses on a daily basis. This is what their focus is kind of dispersed to. All these people who watch the motivational shit, this is where their mind's at, okay? It's a Joe Rogan podcast clip that they saw. It's NBA finals are on. Better watch that, right? Like, let's see how the fucking Pacers do. Like, who gives a fuck, guys, really? Like, you know what I mean? Like, the NBA is whack to me, bro. We got to see what's going on with Israel and Gaza and Israel and Iran. Like, oh yeah, like we got to share some fucking Jewish conspiracy shit like that. Like, I'm not even like, it doesn't even matter if that's whatever's true or not true about any of that bullshit. The point is like, this is like focus that's distracted. You get what I'm saying? We got to see what Trump's up to, right? Let's see what the fucking, like this thing, we got to own the libs, or we got to do whatever the fuck we're doing, right? Like the new thing that we're all going to get all focused and riled up about. You know what I'm saying? Like we're on dating apps. We got to swipe on dating apps. We got to check Instagram 50 fucking times a day. I'm certainly guilty of that one. You got to, the chicks right here in the corner. Probably when I pulled this screen up, the first thing your fucking eye went to was the chick right here. It's just like being right to it. And this is what guys do. Thinking about women all damn day, okay? And if you are not successful, this is a waste of your time because you're not going to get that girl. You are not going to get that girl living like the normal life, okay? I promise you, she's not with a normal fucking guy, okay? This is where the focus is at. And then you can see right over here in the corner there, really small, gym and money. And this is like what the average guy's focus is like. It's like mostly on crap, a little bit on what he actually wants out of life. And then he talks, right? Like if you ask that guy, like, what do you want out of life? He's going to tell you like all this shit he's going to do and all these goals. But then you look and like 5% of his focus is actually on those things. And even when he's doing those things, he's distracted, right? He's working on something for money. He's got some, he's going to apply for jobs, or he's going to improve his personal brand. He's going to start creating content on social media. He's making a landing page, whatever he's doing. But at the same time, he's checking his phone every 5 minutes because he's distracted and his brain's fried. And so he keeps looking at Instagram every 5 minutes. He's in the gym taking 10 minutes between sets because he wants to scroll on his phone, or he's looking for the right song. You know what I mean? Like all this nonsense. He's not even focused when he's doing the thing. I heard this thing from Kobe Bryant. He was just talking about focus and how like that was the most important thing. He said it's all about focus. It's not about time spent. It's about focused time spent. You got to be ruthless with this. I heard Floyd Mayweather talking about the same thing. He was like, it's all about focus. It's like, we've all got 24 hours in a day. What are you doing with that time? Where's your mind at? And this is it. And this is where everybody's at. They're junk. It's cluttered. It looks like somebody's dirty fucking room with just papers everywhere, clothes on the floor, fucking, like all this nonsense, beds not made. That's what everybody's brain looks like on a daily basis, okay? Crap like this. When your focus is scattered, you can't make progress, right? It's just like you only have so much mental resource and you're putting in so many different directions that you don't have enough force to get off the ground. It's like, like a rocket is able to take off and get out of the gravitational pull of Earth because it's got an enormous amount of power focused in one location, which is like, boom, right out of the exhaust. We're shooting this thing up. We're getting out of the gravitational pull, okay? You have to think about your life the same way. You're like that rocket, and you have to use, like, I think the stat is a rocket uses 90% of its fuel leaving Earth's orbit. So like getting out of that gravitational pull takes an enormous amount of energy, and life is the same way. The gravitational pull for your life is mediocrity, is being obese, is being poor, is having no girls in your life or a girlfriend or whatever like you want, right? It's all that stuff. That is like the equilibrium. That's the stasis. If you don't do something, that's what you're going to get. And you have to put an enormous amount of force into getting out of that situation. And once you've done it and once you're in the clear, you can cruise a little bit more, right? Like once you've got, your first, they say like your first $100,000 is the hardest money to make. And then it's like the first million's harder. And then like the next million's easier than that first million. It's like, this is how it goes. Like once you have a girl that's interested in you, everybody knows this. When you have a girlfriend, suddenly all these girls want to talk to you, right? Like, but when you're like down bad, they don't want to talk to you. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're like going to the gym at the very beginning and you're out of shape and you're sore as crap, it's hard. Then you start getting positive reinforcement. You look better. Everybody's complimenting you. It gets easier. You know what you're doing. You're lifting heavier weight. Your status goes up. You feel cool about yourself for doing it. Suddenly it's a lot easier to do and you can maintain your body much easier. But it's like, it's this thing like at the beginning, you have to just put an enormous amount of force into getting out of a situation. And it kind of applies for every level too, right? So like once you get off the bottom ground, like let's say right now you're just like you're in some shit job you don't like and you want to transition into, working for yourself. Okay, you make the transition into working for yourself and let's say you're able to replace your income. Now you're at like $5,000 a month or something like that working for yourself. Still not much money at all. It's still stressful and all this stuff. And then you go from there. Going from there to $15,000 or $20,000 a month is going to require that same mentality of an enormous amount of force applied to this one spot of focus, right? That's what focus is. Focus is like force applied to this specific thing. The reason a bullet has so much power is because it's so focused, right? They talk about this in boxing. You're not hitting with the whole hand. You're trying to hit with like these two front knuckles right here, these two first knuckles. You want it to feel like like you can even try it on yourself. Hit with your entire hand and then hit yourself with that second knuckle right there. So much harder, right? Concentrated force. That's what focus is, okay? If your focus is scattered, you will not have the energy to get out of that gravitational pull of normalcy. You have to stay focused, okay? Imagine how much you could get done if this was all you were focused on. And this is not some whole thing of like go lock yourself in a corner and like never speak to anybody and just go to the gym and work on making money. Like that's not my point here. In fact, like I would tell you to make more money, it would be beneficial to go build your networks. I would tell you that's a part of building your income, but just get all the crap out of the way and just imagine what you could get done. Realistically, like you could get so much done if you just get the crap out of the way and just focus all day on the things that matter. And you concentrate that force in a couple areas and you watch yourself take off and accomplish big things. What is the one thing that will have the biggest impact on your life if it improves? You need to ask yourself that. And I promise you, it's not, keeping up with the latest fucking Middle Eastern conflict or keeping up with, politics or keeping up with sports. I promise you, that's not the thing that's going to have the biggest impact on your life. It's that fact that you hate your job. It's the fact that you're scared to talk to a girl. It's the fact that you haven't gone on a date in 3 years. It's the fact that you're out of shape. You have no friends, right? What is that thing? What are we going to change? What would be the biggest improvement for your life? And put some damn focus on it, guys. More than like talk. Don't just talk. Talk is not focus. Action is focus, right? If you're scrolling on social media looking at motivational reels, guess what you're focused on? Instagram. You're not focused on actually improving your life. Just because you're watching shit that relates to improving your life, what you're actually focused on, because what we're judging focus on is action. What you're actually focused on in that moment is wasting time on social media. So you got to focus, guys. You got to put your focus actually on making progress on these things. Focus on that thing. Focus on that one thing. Now, the second thing you can control that will get you past these motivational people who watch the Goggins clips and all this shit and go to the Aspire conference and all this kind of crap. Cody Sanchez is going to tell you how to buy a business on Main Street or some shit like that, right? Get past all these kind of people and actually make something happen in your life is action. Everyone is watching the same motivational crap. Your advantage is in doing the work because that's what most people don't want to do. Most people, they don't want to work. They want to just go to the conferences. It's the same conference over and over again. It's like, oh, Aspire Tour's in town. Okay, cool. Now we've got, Patrick Bet-David's doing a conference, and now Grant Cardone's got the 10X convention. We got to just go on the fucking tour, right? We're just going to keep seeing these conferences. Tony Robbins is in town. Let's get it, guys. Hell yeah. Like, Goggins, new podcast with David Goggins. It's just like, and I like the Goggins podcast. This isn't the point. Like, I will listen to that stuff. I'm not saying you can't, like, that it's a bad thing to listen to it. My point is like it has so little to do with success. It only can benefit you if you take it, use it mentally to get in the right headspace, and then act. It alone will do nothing for you, okay? Your advantage is in doing the work because most people will not do the work. They will just keep watching shit. They will just keep saying shit. They almost watch this stuff so that when they hang out with their friends, they can sound smart. Right? How many people do you know who seem to know so much about health or so much about how the economic system works, yet they're fat or they're broke? Right? You'll talk to somebody and they'll be like, yeah, we got to get rid of the Fed. It's time to end the Fed, man. This is like, international banking system took over the currency. And it's like, dude, you're broke. What do you even know about this? You read a fucking like Rand Paul paragraph. You watched some fucking like some reel about banks and now you're woke or some shit like that. Like you haven't done anything, or like all about like how like COVID-19 was actually like snake venom. I heard this fucking theory. I'm not even saying it's not true, but like Like, you'll hear this crap or like, "Oh, bro, stay woke to those seed oils, man. They're so fucking bad for you." It's like, dude, you're fat. Whatever you're doing is not working, okay? So, like, your advantage is in doing the work, not watching shit so you can sound smart when you talk. Nobody's impressed, okay? This is the hardest part no one wants to do, but it's where the results are. It's just harsh truth. It's work, okay? So you focus on the right thing and then you take action on that. It sounds super simple, but that's the fucking answer, guys. Once you are genuinely fed up with talking and say, just get it done, shit will start happening in your life. This is what happens to me literally. I'll be talking about something for a while. I'll talk about how I'm going to make all this money. I'll talk about these goals I've got. I'll talk about this thing. And then eventually something will just click where I'm just like, fuck this shit. I'm just like fed up with it. I'm just fed up with hearing myself talk. I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. Just get it done. I don't want to hear any more crap. I don't want to I don't want to share any more reels. I don't want to talk anymore about this. Just get it done, okay? And that becomes the answer. And that's when shit actually starts happening. And I'm trying to train myself to just live in this space mentally. Like, if I have a goal, just act immediately. Like, how can I reduce the amount of time I spend LARPing, right? And I'm getting better at it for sure, but, like, because I used to spend, like, when I was in my early 20s, I might spend a whole year LARPing, like 2 years maybe even LARPing about something before I actually changed anything. Now I've gotten to the point where I can LARP for about a month before it starts making me sick to my stomach and I start having to, like, get fucking serious about some shit. And so, like, it's just, how can we compress that gap so that we're just constantly in, like, action mode? And that's when you start making progress, and that's also when you stop self-loathing, because you loathe yourself deep down when you're, like, talking about all this shit you're gonna do and you don't do it, because then you feel bad because you're not keeping your word to yourself, and you know you're not living up to your potential. All this crap starts eating away at you. When you get to that just get it done mentality, that's when you start feeling good about yourself, and that's when your life starts changing. So your goal, and I hope this video helped, is to get fed up with talking, get fed up with you got this, get fed up with I'm the man, get fed up with winter art, get fed up with, time to grind, like, let's get the summer body. It's all the talk, all the slogans. Like, you got to get fed up with it. Just be like, just act, just do it. All this shit is crap and you know it, okay? Like, you just got to get to that point, right? Focus and action. Sounds simple, but 99.9% of people can't do it. Give yourself the advantage and become the one guy who actually gets what he wants in life. It's focus and action. That's really it, guys. And right here, I'm going to put on screen, if you want more of a comprehensive dive into how you can get ahead of 99% of men by avoiding their mistakes, you can click the video, right? It's going to break down some of the biggest mistakes that people make that put them in a horrible position in life, how you can avoid those things. That's some of the stuff you should be focusing on and taking action on. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you later.